little bit like me, you probably have struggled with learning the little bit of a complex language called Japanese, especially if you're juggling work and life in between. But perhaps in this video, I can offer a simple yet powerful perspective in learning Japanese that makes me trust that my effort is not in vain. Hi, I've been a resident of Japan for over 10 years, and I have struggled with efficiency, consistency, and motivation in learning the language. In my first days of studying Japanese, in just 2 years, I've gained the illustrious JLPT N2. But after all that efficiency, I'm still yet to achieve the most coveted N1 level. Because of work demands and life getting in the way, I've even gone years without opening a Japanese textbook. But recently, I found out that I'm being consistent in learning Japanese, and I'm making it fun for myself. How am I doing it? I call it the 3 C's of input. First, we should have a goal in learning Japanese, right? So the most reasonable and logical goal to attain is comprehension. That's not a C yet in the 3 C's of input, but that's the first thing or the goal we should all aspire to: comprehension. Never mind speaking, never mind retorting, never mind outputting. The first goal is comprehension. Outputting or retorting or speaking will follow comprehension. And while pursuing comprehension, you will be able to speak little by little as well. So, the most logical thing to follow, efficiently follow in language learning is comprehension. You have to understand what they are saying to you. So, how do we achieve comprehension, right? That is through a lot of input. That's where input counts. The only way to comprehend a message is to hear it a lot. So this is where the 3 C's come in, because you can't just expect yourself to hear a lot of Japanese and expect yourself to absorb them efficiently. That doesn't work that way. The children, when you are young, maybe it works that way. Just a lot of input. Just throwing in complicated stuff to your child and they will absorb it. But when we get older, it doesn't work that way. Our brains are trained to let go of information that deems useless. So your input for language comprehension should be strategic. And that's where the 3 C's come in. Are you ready for it? Okay, first, your input must be contextual. Yes. It won't work if you just have a list of words and you just memorize them. You will eventually forget them. Well, forgetting is a part of language learning. You just have to accept that. But some things you can retain, and making your input contextual greatly improves the chance of you remembering words. The context gives you a structure of how words are used and how words relate to one another. So, context. Remember, if you have input, you have to do it by context. Read a story, listen to a podcast, listen to a YouTube video, listen to the news. They all have context. These inputs have context. A children's book, even an adult book, or a speech from the principal of your child's office. These inputs have context. Your brain can work through the words that it inputs. It has a chance of inputting words and retaining them if they are inputted in a context. Remember that. C for context. The next C is, this is important because not contextual inputs are easily absorbed. They have to be C, comprehensible. That's the magic word. Comprehensible input. It's a very familiar term in the language learning communities. Your input should be comprehensible. What does it mean? It means that at least 80% of the input is something you understand, and only have to learn the 20%. So choose a context that is within your level. If you're a beginner, maybe stick to children's stories first. Or if you're intermediate, maybe stick to entertainment or easy to understand context or content like a drama or love stories. They're pretty easy to understand this types of movies or entertainment. Choose your input to be comprehensible. Okay? And lastly, this is the fun part. Your input should be compelling. Something that you're interested in, something that you desire to learn, to know about. It should be compelling to you. So maybe you like learning about the news. You want to understand the news. So make sure to listen to news that is on your level of comprehension. Okay? So with these 3 C's in mind, you will make your language learning skill efficient and effective and even enjoyable. I hope this video gives value to you. If you want to know the principles that I keep in mind in learning Japanese, here's a video about it. I made it in Japanese, but I put in subtitles too so you can understand them. Okay, that's it for this video. See you next time. Bye!